Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're all well. I'm excited to have an opportunity to hang out with you for a little while. I cover an awful lot. Just give me maybe another minute or two. We've got a couple of guests that we're going to add to our co-host list. And then we'll dive into things. First time, very special welcome to you. We're going to make sure we make very effective use of your time. We're going to stay on point. And by the end of this presentation, you will exactly know that you're interested in benefiting from or not. We'll also give you an opportunity to interact with members that have been using the platform for some time. So you can hear directly from them, just from how this has been performing for them, what kind of success that they've been seeing, and other areas you'll have an opportunity to communicate back and forth. So it'll be a bit interactive. We'll make it fun and certainly make it worth your time. So we'll get started in just another 30 seconds or so. Okay. Another co-host just made. So let's dive into things. First of all, thanks again for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here. We know that everyone deliberately decided to spend some of your time here, and we certainly appreciate it. Now, as you can see on the screen in front of you, the CFX platform, the great deal of money and planning and expertise that have gone in to making the statement on the screen a true statement. Success in the global Forex market, your smartphone. This is a smartphone-enabled platform, and it is not easy to make a platform easy. There's an awful lot to happens behind the scenes to allow this automation to do everything that it's doing for all of our members. We'll dive into some specifics as to how they're doing those things. But first, I've got a short 90-second video we're going to watch together. If your camera's on, give me sir.
This year, we are seeing the dream of financial freedom being pushed further and further away for millions of people. Record-based budgets to the breaking point and having a dramatic effect on their quality of life. Many people are being forced to survive on credit, paying today's bills with tomorrow's financial disaster. Are you currently enjoying the lifestyle that you're working so hard to achieve? In contrast to these statistics, the wealthiest of our populations increase their net worth year after year, and they're able to accelerate their wealth during economic downturns. How is this possible? Financially experienced people put wealth-building principles to work for them, rather than trading their time for a wage. In the following video, we'll introduce you to two of these powerful principles and show you how you can get them working for you right away. At CFX, we believe the opportunity to create financial abundance is the right of every person. Begin now. Start your journey with us today. It will be the most empowering change you've ever made.
So there was a couple of concepts that were mentioned in that short video. And one of them that we're going to be focusing on throughout this presentation is ability using this platform to introduce some let's just say wealth building or financial concepts into your life that can have a very significant impact on your ability to earn, your ability to save, and your ability to create financial security for yourself and for your family. So we're going to bring that up as a bit of a recurring theme through this presentation. There are two significant industries with which CFX has a footprint, and one of those is the e-learning industry. In fact, e-learning, of course, is really shoved itself right to the forefront of our attention as COVID era because so much work is being done online. Our children are now educating themselves, going to classrooms, connecting with other students, connecting with curriculum through e-learning for their careers through e-learning. So platforms like Zoom, like we're using today, have just seen incredible spikes in user-based growth. In fact, if you take a look at the statistic, $325 billion by 2025, I have a funny feeling that the goings-on of this year are going to spike that number very significantly. But if you take a look at that, 40 to 60% less learning time than in a classroom environment. So one may surmise from that statement that if you're in an environment that you are in control of, you actually decrease learning time by having less distractions and being able to manage everything that you're doing from your own environment. So I think that's a potentially a very powerful benefit of e-learning. Now, on the other side, of course, the global Forex market, we're participating exclusively in the Forex market when it comes to our trading. All of our trade technology is Forex based, and you'll learn quite a bit in minutes. But Forex is absolutely immense in the size of this marketplace. In fact, I was doing a presentation with a friend, and he was sharing some statistics that he had done some research in regards to the immensity of the Forex market. And one of the comparisons that he made, which I thought was very effectively 18, he had read a report published by Expedia. 2018 was obviously a pre-COVID year. And it was comparing it wasn't comparing, it was actually totaling the size of the global travel industry. So think of worldwide travel, think of hotel stays, and think of airplanes and trains, and car rentals, and the massive nature of that industry. Think of 318 million jobs that are in the travel industry associated globally. And that the worldwide travel was $8.8 trillion through 2018, entire year, an entire year, $1 billion. Now consider this, that's only a day and a half in the global Forex market. That's how big the Forex market is. In fact, it's the most liquid financial market in the world, an average of 5.3 trillion, although we've seen some really large surging numbers towards $6 trillion in the Forex market recently. historically proven to be proof. Now, you who are members, of course, you can type a 1 in the chat or a yes in the chat if you've consistently seen Forex results, Forex gains through COVID. Therefore, for the benefit of our guests, there is certainly some firsthand positive review in regards to the proof statistic on the screen right now, because while COVID certainly has affected markets in some very dramatic ways, including the Forex market as well, what it has in us the ability to continue to trade effectively and continue to earn, even though it's dumped most of the markets completely upside down on their head. It also has a great deal of flexibility. You can leverage and compound in the Forex market, and this is a 5-day per week market. So this is not 7 days a week like cryptocurrency trading or arbitrage. This is weekends off. Everybody weekends off. So a little bit about CFX. First of all, the core value of the platform. This is a company, for those of you who have had an opportunity to meet the principals, and many of you will certainly have an opportunity the next time that we decide the world is ready to travel again and we can all meet collectively as a CFX family. But until that time, of course, we'll simply have to rely on Zoom presentations with the owners of CFX. But for those of you who have had an opportunity to meet them and you heard their story firsthand about how enthusiastic and in fact passionate, a very simple platform that anybody could benefit from. And that really was the focus of the launch of CFX. Of course, the purpose to simplify intimidating and to create an automated platform that can facilitate Forex gains for anybody, whether they have experience in the marketplace or brokerage, whether they've downloaded MetaTrader before or not. So this is something that anybody can connect to and start to benefit from. And the positioning, you're going to learn a little of technology and how exactly they're doing. But before we do, we'll talk a little more about infrastructure. We'll talk a little bit more about the people, the personnel, because a company and a concept are only as good as personnel that are turning that concept into reality. If you have a corporate team that cannot execute, well, what difference is the best idea in the world? Your team cannot execute because your idea is never going to be realized. And that's something that we see so often in business these days, especially in the 2000, less and less expensive to create an online presence, less and less expensive to open your own company, and less expensive to solicit money from other people as a sophisticated corporate team. But if you cannot execute, you're not going to be able to fulfill your promises to the market and to your users. This for us is something that we absolutely can do. We're more than a year old now, a year old since the official pre-launch of the company. The technology that we're using is more than 2 years. And what we've seen is extraordinary work from the corporate executives and beyond at CFX. The two owners of the company, Oscar Lopez and Edwin Abad, many people would consider them serial entrepreneurs. And one of the things, a prerequisite for myself when I'm vetting owners in a company, is this cannot be their first rodeo. In other words, owners are looking for their very first success. And the only reason is that we all know that regardless of how well laid your plans are, things can always go wrong. And if you don't have the experience of building large international companies already, then there are troubles around the corner that you just don't foresee coming. And I just am not interested participating in startup companies with no experience. It's just from my personal business experience. So these gentlemen having the track record and the background that they do is critically important for me. Also, I know that many of you are huge advocates of Ron Pope and the Conversion Pros and all the many years of experience that they have in the home-based business space, building new companies, building back offices, getting all of the programming done. In fact, their programming team is entirely based in North America, US programmers and Canadian programmers. And that puts the programmer at offices as well. And so there's a lot of synergy and synchronization that's happened on the executive side of things. There are dedicated dedicated teams of trade professionals, graphic artists, and support staff. And so it is actually a very large professional group of individuals, considering the fact that the company is only 1 year old. And here, excellence and a commitment to permanence that many members really want to see in the home-based business space. This is a corporate office of 10,000 square feet. That was a purchase. This is not a lease. This is not a rental. This is a 7-figure purchase by CFX for our peace of mind and for a long-term home for them. Now, this office is being retrofitted or built out right now. It was the entire 9th floor of the RBS Tower, which is in downtown Panama City, Panama. Those of you in the audience, if you've toured this facility, please let us know. Me, that's speaking from experience of being here, but many of you have as well. So this entire floor is being built out for CFX. COVID obviously has thrown a bit of a curveball. This was actually supposed to be live and ready for member use in March. And so that's something that obviously was delayed as ports and all sorts of were shut, locked down. And Panama was locked down a little bit more than some countries. So work is starting to resume now. Once the ribbon cutting ceremony has happened, once the opening is officially done, well, this is going to be an open door policy for you. So anybody can simply call CFX if you'd like to meet principals, certain key members of staff. When you come down, you simply need to phone in advance and let them know where you're coming and coordinate schedules. If you don't care and you simply want to pop in and say hi to whoever's there and have photo and videos taken, well, it's an open door. You can do that anytime you want to. Now, engaged, has most people excited as to what CFX is doing and what they're doing so well. Take a look at the paragraph on the screen on the right-hand side. The last sentence reads our extensive experience in both Forex trading and EA design and management. So this is really what keeps the company running strong. I'm not going to tell you right now that CFX has the only effective EA in the Forex space, because that would be a lie. It's not true. There are many effective EAs. And I'm not going to say they have the best traders in the Forex space either. There are many, many very good traders in the Forex space. What I will tell you is the professionals that developed the EA, and by the way, EA is an abbreviation for, it's a software dedicated to trade in the Forex space, and that's all it does. What is very important for you to understand is the team of professionals that are these EAs are the same team of professionals that manage and maintain them on a daily basis, constantly watching trades, constantly making updates and adjustments. And that's the secret to keeping your software profitable, keeping your software working properly, because market conditions are always changing. And software doesn't think for itself. This is not an AI like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan use. This is an EA, it's a program. And so if you manage and maintain that program very effectively, it continued to perform for you. Now, it's the same team of professionals that are getting ready to launch our EA 2.0. And in fact, you maybe even have heard Waskar talk about EA 2.0 and how excited they are about it in all the back test research that they're doing and all of the live test accounts, the testing that they're doing, and the extraordinary results they're seeing. It is of what's been working so well for them for the past year. So, short video for you to discuss this. CFX Academy. I'm just going to check chat really quickly in case there is anyone that's needing to. I'm just going to do a little. Let's see. Just let me know if the audio is any better now. Yeah, I'm hearing that. that from multiple people. Okay, so let me know if the sound has improved at all. That would be appreciated. I don't want to continue until we get a green light. Go ahead and drop a note in the chat if you can hear me clearly. That would be appreciated. Very interesting. Okay, well, listen, I'm going to blast forward anyway, and let's hope that our special guest has a better connection than I do to the internet right now. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to make a small adjustment. Just give me a second. Nope. I've got a couple different. Okay, I've connected to another line in the house. Let me know if that has improved things at all. I've got one person that says yes. Okay, done. We're going to blast forward. And okay. So, Y Academy. So first of all, you need to understand that the mission of CFX long-term, and anyone that gets involved in anything in home-based area always wants to hear a company's plans for long-term growth, because that is ultimately how you're going to be able to create significant success for yourself. If you have a long-term opportunity to be involved in a platform, to get familiar with the platform, have success in the platform, and then ultimately share and develop a team on that platform. And that is absolutely intention for CFX. The long-term plans are for this to be a full service Forex Academy. And so what that means, or Forex platform, I should say. So that means that while many of our members we know are going to be primarily interested in a fully automated trading system, just like we're using right now, we also know that some of you are going to be interested in participating in the trading activity yourself. Now, some of you may be wanting a semi-automated system where you have some action steps to take yourself. And then we also know that others of you actually want to develop the skills to learn how to trade entirely for and by yourselves. And so all of these things will eventually become available to you. Now, right now, our focus, of course, is on fully automated. And the way that you interface with this platform and the way that the Academy works is it's broken down the curriculum into 3 different series: the Elemental Series, the Advanced Professional Series, and the Supreme Series. And so we have what we call a trade package ladder. And that trade package ladder has 15 different steps in it. And the very first step is a $300 US trading pack. So that trading pack has lines of text next to it. First, it says Academy Pack, then Trade Pool Deposit, and then Leadership Program. And each of those lines has a very specific meaning. So let's talk a little bit more about this trade pack ladder. $300, $500, $1,000, $2,000. These are steps up the rungs of the ladder. Now, if you look at 2,000 as an example, you'll see it says Academy Pack 600 right next to it. Well, 600 is 30% of the value of $2,000. 30% is $600. Now, that would unlock the 2K section of the online university called the Academy, but it would also unlock 1K and $500 and $300. So you can start anywhere that you want to, and you're going to be able to unlock each section of the Academy that leads right up to your starting position. Or you can just get started right at $300 and you can work your way up that trade package ladder. One of the things, though, that's very important for all of you to understand as we look at the last series, the Supreme Series, it is the intention of CFX for every single one of you to eventually end up on a $100,000 trade package. 100,000. So if you take a look at the text, you can see Academy Pack, 30% is solid all the way through each one of these Academy Packs. $30,000 into Academy. That's that last section of the online university where you're also going to have access to live professional traders for extra education if it is your intention to learn how to trade for yourself. You can see below that it says Trade Pool Deposit. The 70% that's remaining is actually going to go to work for you in the global Forex market using the technology that CFX develops and maintains that we've just finished talking about. And then there's also a leadership program as well. And one important thing to notice is that the denomination of the trade package, for example, if you look at a $70,000 trade package, 35,000, it's a 2-to-1 point to dollar ratio. 35,000 points goes into the leadership program. And we'll explain that in more detail as we wrap up. So one of the things that I would like for those of you who are members to do for the benefit of our guests, let us know where you started on the trade package ladder, when you started, and where you are currently. So they can get a sense of your own progress as you've been on the CFX journey yourselves. And while you're doing that, while you're entering that text for our guests, I would like to introduce our special guest for this particular portion of the presentation. Martin, please feel free to unmute yourself. You are a co-host.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Dude, how are you?
I am relaxed, excited, and energized at the same time.
I'm glad to hear it. That's excellent.
Yeah.
So maybe you're a split personality.
Oh, great. Great to hear from you. And there's been a little kind of like challenges with technology, but it's always important to recognize that despite of those interference that might come as a result of technology, this being a home-based business, it doesn't really affect us. We've overcome that already. So I'm here.
The technology is what's facilitating all of the success that you're creating for yourself. Because I happen to know for a fact that you're building a business that's spanning multiple continents. So first of all, I want to congratulate you publicly. I want to congratulate you in front of everyone in the room for this very, very significant achievement. Of course, you were the second official President's Club member in CFX. I know you've worked very, very hard. Let's talk a little bit about the experience, okay?
Oh, John, I couldn't thank you enough. I want to really, first, I want to thank God for, the opportunity, because there's been so many people, as you would remember, right from the very beginning. It wasn't always just a few of us. There could have been a lot more people, but it takes a certain uncommon favor, if you like. So I thank God for that. But most important, I want to thank the CEO, Mr. Oscar Lopez, together with his co-founder, Edwin Abad. And of course, yourself, most important, because had it not been for you to have even thought about me, to have the trust, to have the perspective, putting me into that position meant that you had trust in what was possible. Because just like we like to say, in every seed is a potential. So appreciate you for that. We wouldn't be speaking. Did you say something?
No, you were just freezing for a second,
and then,
so I thought you might have been finished.
Okay, I didn't know that. So, of course, Mr. Richard Maud, because, I got to know you through Richard. So, again, as professional as you are, you recognize that even though it was you that reached out to me, you just felt it was morally right to connect me to Richard, which is again one of the values that we just don't talk about it as a company when we talk about respect for individual, when we talk about all these values of ours. It's not just something which is rather said, but it's actually done. There's evidence to that. Mr. Justin Holiday and Luigi, the first President Club members, and my appreciation to them, together with the Power team and the rest of the Vision team, as you will recognize, as we grow further into the future, we're going to be having more challenges, bigger challenges. So it calls for an expanded strategy. So on that basis, I'm also launching the Vision team, which is actually my team as a president and soon to ambassador and global ambassador. So this will constitute the bigger team, which is actually yours, and then Justin. And then most important, probably above all, every single individual in their individual capacity, whether they said yes when there was an invitation to treat, when someone called them, whether they said yes, whether they said no, whether they came in, they put in $1 into the system, even though that's not official possible, they could only start with $300. Every one of them, there's really no difference between someone who started with $300 and someone who started with 100K, because as you know, we started from that very basic point. And
let's talk about that just a bit more, Martin, okay?
Fantastic.
So what I'd like to do is specifically, because this is such a significant accomplishment in CFX, and it's something that you've done within a year of getting started. A lot of times people will look at the significant bonuses and prizes that come from rank advancement, and it just seems like an impossible task. When the reality is, of course, you dug in, you started at a $300 trade package. So you started right at the beginning of the trade package ladder that we talked about. You didn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars available to build a business. You started at the very, very beginning. So I want you to speak just for a moment to new people or people that are watching this for the very first time that may be questioning whether or not they could be successful at something like this.
Yes. Thank you so very much, John. You know, I think it's always important in life because the one thing which is true is that anybody can be successful. But then the extent to which your success story can be relatable to some other individual is really, to me, which is key. So by starting with $300, I saw there a situation just like you did yourself, and Richard and many others that will follow that blueprint that you've actually shown us, because this starts from you. I saw in it, first of all, the sort of message that we'll be passing on to others would be that it's not really about how massively, how big you start, but it's about the consistency for which you work in achieving the sort of targets you've actually set for yourself. Which means that when I started with $300, one of the key aspects to that is that I had to exercise discipline, because it's so easy with all the pressing needs that each individual has, a family has, that you might be tempted to pay for a phone bill or whatever. And we recognize this is important. These are day-to-day expenses that an individual has to have in life. But when you have a goal that is bigger than you having to pay for a bill, that is bigger than you having to go for dinner on a Friday night like this evening, you always have to have the perspective of someone who has life, and the life is taking you to a dimension, because everything that has life can either grow or die. So I recognized right from the beginning that it was important for me to grow, and in order for that to happen, I needed to exercise a lot of sacrifice. So when whatever money that came into the system, that is how much I was using to advance from $300, thinking about the next $200 to upgrade to $500. And then on a consistent daily, I was focusing on what the next was going to. That there was no temptation, there was always temptation, but I had to believe that I knew what I wanted to achieve. And that's really what brings me to this point. And I had a specific target. That means I wrote down the date for which I wanted to hit 100K. So that had to happen.
So Martin, quick question for you, moving to a $100,000 trade package, which I know that you've accomplished as well. That was one of your main objectives.
Very much so.
Okay.
Because I knew that, anything that you do, wherever you start, if you can always aim to get to the highest that there can be. I know that there's always limitations, but if 100 highest can be, I think it's very important individually as humans to get to the highest, because it only proves to you, number one, that as an individual, you've achieved the maximum that you can be. So that means you pushed yourself to the highest. Most important is now what we call impact, because having taught myself how to get to 100K, I now know how to teach someone else how to get to 100K. And morally, you are in a better position to actually lead people onto 100K rather than you trying to let me use the word by reading a book. you stand now a moral position for yourself. It helps you. And number two, I think in addition to you being able to show others, I think number two, it accelerates the impact of you having to grow your business. Why? It's very, very simple, because people can believe that you started very small and you disciplined yourself up to the highest level.
Sure,
And
I think
makes sense
that's
for
very
them to
important,
follow.
Martin. Now, listen, there's one last thing before we wrap up and move on. There's one more thing I'd like you to share with any new members or guests that might be watching, and that is, would you please share what you think would be a short list of the most important action steps to take as a new person just getting started?
I think the most important is for them to determine what their strength is going to be. If you can determine because you know that there's only two key areas of building CFX as a business. The one side involves you as a person. On a passive side of things is your strength money, or do you have a bigger strength on building a network? Once you've established that, the other second important thing is going to be your vision. What do you want to achieve with this? Because if your goal is to earn an additional $500 over the next, I don't know, consistently, you don't want to, your self-concept does not allow you to go beyond that, you might as well just be successful based on that. But I believe that vision is so important, because when I started this, if you remember, John, within the first 2 weeks of getting started, because of how clearly you painted this vision to me, I convinced myself that even if 50% of what you had mentioned to me would actually come into existence, I knew that this would be bigger than our imagination put together. So one of the first things I did was I established an office in London, and that already sent a signal to the thousands of people that were not even part of our team, but they're part of the CFX fam. They knew that we have a big deal. So that's so important. The bigger the size of your vision is also going to be determining the sort of obstacles that was the way, or indeed the challenges, because that challenges are things that you might overcome along the way. So in doing that, I also made a decision, because a lot of people will always think that, okay, I made a decision to do this, but really making a decision means that you put aside all the other distractions, because there's always a lot of things that try to stop you, but unless you identify what they are, let me give you an instance. For instance, when we think about an airport, sometimes I like to just imagine there was trees all over the airport, a big airport, and there was trees all over the place, but you wanted to navigate as a pilot or a captain, and you wanted to land, with the safety of people, in mind. I don't think that would be something viable to do. So by keeping the place so clear, no distractions, no cars moving on the runway or something like that, I believe that's the reason why planes and whoever runs them are able to actually hit their goals wherever they're going. A lot of people like to believe, and I'm saying this with respect, because some of you can do it. By the way, apologies for some of you that might have, crossed paths with me, and you tried to prospect to me and say you had the best of time, but I did that with respect and love. The one thing I have learned is that if you want to achieve, especially any goal that is so big, you must be so disciplined that the sort of discipline that you practice will automatically realign the sort of focus that you have, and you'll find it easy to achieve your goals, rather than you trying to, especially when it comes to network marketing companies or home-based business that require you having to probably create some sort of referral system or build a network. Imagine if you met me today and tomorrow you're telling me, oh, no, you didn't like this one, I got this one today, and then next week you're telling me, Martin, the other one wasn't really that good because I didn't really like the owners, so I'm into this one now. Maybe that's better for you. That is the reason, that's the difference between professionals in the name of Mr. John Kinnear, professional, our CEO himself and the founder of the company, Mr. Oscar Lopez, Justin and Luigi. When you have a professional who knows what they want to achieve, who knows that there's going to be a price, one of the prices you're gonna pay is to say no to some of these shiny objects when they come around. But a lot of people like to lie to themselves that, despite of them starting a business every single week, they're going to get to the top because they're going to have several income streams. And the most common phrase that I've met along the way is you cannot put your eggs in one basket. I do agree that that's the case, but I don't think it's specifically applicable here, because if you're going to talk to people this week about something else, then next week about something else, it means that you're going to end up having no one around you and trusting you as a person. That would be my advice. So that's exactly what I have done. And I'm never shocked when I hit certain goals or ranks, because I know what is at stake. I know what the price is. I know what it takes to get to that price. And of course, it will not be easy. I wouldn't have done it. Of Mr. John Kinnear, Mr. Justin Holiday, and the entire CFX family. So
Martin,
with that, I really thank you, sir.
Man, listen, dude, fantastic words. I'm just watching some of the comments come in, and I know many people agree with you. It is very common in business to hear multiple streams of income. But I think that a lot of people, a lot of professionals, when they're quoting multiple streams of income, they're not speaking about multiple home-based businesses. They're speaking about a single home-based business that's making money for you, that's part of your portfolio. Perhaps a real estate property that's part of your portfolio. Perhaps some investments that's multiple streams of income. Not building 7 network marketing companies. That's a misunderstanding of the advice that professionals are giving. So it's great to hear that the field is also responding positively to the words that you were sharing. What I really liked to hear, though, Martin, was how you were blocking out other invitations for projects and how you were blocking out other distractions. And I liked the analogy. I do agree with you. I think that landing airplanes might be a little bit tougher if there was trees growing on the runway. So I think having a single-minded focus is critically important to success. And I think it's also great advice for new people where there may be more of a temptation to doubt yourself. And when you're in a moment of doubt, you look to something else. Well, maybe that will be easier. Well, maybe this will be easier. When the reality is all that you need to do is dig in and follow some very basic action steps and start creating some momentum for yourself. Honestly, anyone who has learned these lessons could join a 50-year-old product-based network marketing company, apply the same skills and the same lessons, and start making money their very first week. So the project, while the project is critically important, it really is the ethic and the dedication to yourself and to your efforts that is critically important. So thanks very much for taking the time to speak with us, Martin. We certainly appreciate
it. And John, just before you finish, I actually wanted to just encourage someone that is here in line with what we said about vision. You can see Monica here working. So this is the new office. Remember when we started with the other office that we have on the other side of the city. So this is the CFX office. And then moving on from here, it's not done yet because you can see this is all a result of vision and sacrifice. You can see people working from the office. So this is that's Pauline there, doing training. So I encourage each one of you, if your vision is so big, it's important that you actually rise to the challenges. Don't always look at everything like it's a cost to you, because the perception of people in terms of what you have to offer, especially with the negative sentiments that is always out there. I don't blame the people when they think all online businesses are bogus or whatever like that. It's always something to do with history. A lot of us hold our history in whatever we do, and it's not our fault. We cannot blame any human being for that. So, but when you can, if people can see that you paid the price and you provided a facility of this nature, it's always nothing to do with me wanting to just have an office, but it's got everything to do with the vision that will support the people, so that when John comes to London, he has a place where he can work. And this office is not limited to just London. You might look at it physically, it is in London, but the impact of this office within this first week already is gone global. So I'd like to appreciate all of you. I challenge you to dream big because it's free to dream anyway. So you might as well dream the biggest. So thank you so very much.
Thanks so much, Martin. We really appreciate your time. I'm assuming that any member, whether they're part of your team or not, they're part of the CFX family. When they hit London, if they want to pop into the office and say hi, I'm assuming they're free to do so.
They're more than welcome.
All right. All right. Thanks very much, buddy.
It's on appointment only, though. It's on appointment only basis.
So they just got to reach out to you on social media to come and say hi.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Martin. Greatly appreciated.
John,
so we're going to dive into the second half of this presentation. It's much shorter than the first half. It'll probably take us about 10 or 12 minutes to wrap up. But the other thing that's important for you to understand is this is the half of the presentation that Martin embraced aggressively for the results that he created for himself. The other thing, though, it's important that you understand this is fully optional. So it is absolutely possible for members to get involved in CFX and choose to get involved purely as customers. However, they are walking away or ignoring half of the opportunity of CFX if they do so, but it's entirely their prerogative. It's very important you understand that. So Bear Capital, BEAR, that is the gains that one makes when they are participating in the fully automated trading technology. Now, if you recall that trade package ladder we talked about, starting at $300 US and 15 steps all the way up to $100,000, well, you can earn 2 times the value, 2 times the purchase price of any trade package that you're currently using in Bear Capital. Now, if you refer the platform to a minimum of 1 person, then you open yourself up to the world of Bull Capital, BULL. So this is play on the stock market terminologies for bear and bull markets. And Bull Capital comes from all of the rewards bonuses that come from specifically a product sale. I'm going to break all this down for you in just another second, but you can open yourself up to another 2 times or 200% growth in Bull Capital based on any particular trade package you're using. So I am going to share an example with you using a $1,000 trade package. If you look at the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the 1K icon. Now, Bull and Bear Capital, how do we break this down? Bear Capital is trading-based capital. So remember, 70% of any trade package is going to work in the global Forex market for you. In this case, that would be $700, 70% of $1,000. And this can make you a full $2,000, 200% of your starting trade package. Okay, so it doesn't matter what's being traded. What matters is the trade pack amount, the starting amount, $1,000, and you'll make 2,000 or 200% on that. Bull Capital. Now, this is the remaining 30%. Now, this is coming specifically from a product sale, the Academy. The reason this is, and there's so much time and money that's gone into the development of the Academy, is if you, as an ownership group, want to build a long-term platform, it's important legally, any money that goes into a rewards plan has to come from a product sale. Okay, it cannot come from trading sales. If you were making money and you sponsored me into a trading platform and you were making a share of my trading results, well, you would have to have a securities license to make that kind of money. Okay, so that is not the case here. It's very important you understand there's a complete separation between trading gains and rewards plan gains that are coming from a product sale. So that 30% of what? Of the $1,000 trade package, it's $300. That money is broken down into 2 different categories. Half of it goes to what we call a fast start bonus, which is like a personal sponsor bonus. And the other half is going to a team bonus called a unilevel. So we're going to break those down in more detail, but that will continue to accrue until you reach 200% of your trade package. So in this case, it would be a total of $4,000 on a $1,000 trade package. Now, it's important that you understand that there are 3 options that you have when you're going through this process. And the first option is to realize your 200 or 400% gain, pull all the money out of the CFX back office, you'll pay a withdrawal fee, and then you put that profit in your pocket and you walk away and you quit. That's one option. Now, that's a real option for you. A second real option for you is that as you pay a withdrawal fee and pull your profits out of the CFX system, you may choose to repeat the whole thing over again and buy another $1,000 trade package. And a third option is, and you can do this third option as long as you do your upgrade before you reach 200% on either your bear or your bull. So you may be at 180, 185, 190%. It doesn't matter. As long as you haven't reached 200% on either one of these, your third option is that you may choose to upgrade. So you may choose to take the next step up the trade package ladder. And the next step from $1,000 is $2,000. So what would happen? Well, that extra $1,000 now that you have just put into the system is split the same 70-30 that the first $1,000 was. So now I'm trading at a $2,000 trade package, which means I'm actually trading $1,400 instead of $700. Okay, 70% of a 2K pack. And I have another $300 that goes into an academy purchase because I have just unlocked the next section, which is the 2000 or the 2K section of the academy. What does that mean? Well, that means another $300 into bonuses. So we're going to touch on this in a little more detail in just a moment. But before we do, I want to talk a tiny bit about trading results, how the company makes money, and how you're paid from your trading gains. So first off, you will see, as we mentioned before, Monday to Friday trading gains show up in your back office. At the end of every trading day, all of the winning trades and all of the losing trades are added together. Now, right off the top of that, CFX charges a fee for trading. Their trade expertise, they charge a fee right off the top, and then everything else from that point is dispersed to members. One of the most important things you need to understand is that there are an awful lot of rules that are being adhered to on the advice of the CFX legal team. So one of those rules, of course, is there is no pay-to-play situation happening in CFX. If you get involved and we have a 1.3% trading day, every member, regardless of the size of your trade package, earns 1.3%. It doesn't matter if you're trading $30,000 or if you're trading $300. Now, we know there's many platforms out there that will entice or encourage members to spend more money by offering the promise of larger trading gains for larger packages you get involved in. This is technically not legal. It's called enticement or pay to play, and it's not a very smart way to build a rewards plan. So it doesn't matter how you're involved here. It's fair for all members, 1% for all members, regardless of your participation size. The other thing that's absolutely key is that there is a 15% per week cap on trading gains. So if the technology and the traders do such an amazing job that they hit 15% on Thursday, on Friday, you'll see 0% for trading gains because you've already hit the 15% cap for the week. All right, so let's talk a little bit about these two bonuses, the Fast Start bonus. Now it says 50% next to it. What does that mean? Well, if you could remember, the 30%, that's the product purchase. Half of that, or 50% of it, is becoming a Fast Start bonus. That's why it says 50% Fast Start bonus. So 50% of 30%, another simple way of looking at the mathematics, is 15% of the value of any trading package is what you're going to receive as a Fast Start bonus. So if you sponsor me and I get involved at $1,000 trade package, that's $150 to you right away. Fast Start bonuses are paid instantly. You can withdraw them the same day. If I get involved in a $10,000 trade package, that's $1,500 to you instantly as a Fast Start bonus. Here's the most important thing. Martin got involved at a $300 trade package. He told you that just as we were speaking to him. So whoever sponsored Martin earned $45, 15% of $300. $45 is a bonus. It's not a huge bonus. It's certainly not going to change one's life. However, as Martin marched his way through the trade package ladder, every time he took another step up, there was another Fast Start bonus earned by his sponsor. He took the most recent step up to $100,000. Well, ultimately, if you look at the accumulation of Fast Start bonuses, what's 15% of $100,000? His sponsor at that point would have earned $15,000 just because he thought enough to sponsor Martin with a $300 trade package. That's how important the Fast Start bonuses are. So you're not earning them just once, you're earning them over and over and over again. And here's one of the most important elements. Many people ask, why is there a trade package ladder in the first place? Well, the CFX owners did not want to charge a monthly credit card fee for services to the members. One of the problems, if you're charging $150 or $200 a month as a credit card charge, and so many Forex platforms choose to take this path, the problem is, and especially in a COVID era where people are watching their money so carefully, well, if you don't have $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000 to put into your trade account, and at the end of every month you owe $200, well, there's a very good chance that you're going to have some break-even months, or you may even have some money-losing months because you're not earning enough in your trading to cover your $200 monthly cost. Well, there is no monthly cost in CFX. None at all. So you can get involved in a $300 trade package or a $500 trade package and be confident that you're not going to be losing money at the end of the month. It's very, very important. And so what happens is the trade package ladder replaces a monthly credit card fee. It gives the members an opportunity to earn over and over and over again without the customers of CFX getting stung with a $150 or $200 per month credit card charge. Very, very smart in its design. Now, the Unilevel also has a 50% next to it. This is where the other half of the product sale is going, to a Unilevel. You can see levels 1, 2, 3, 4 in silver color. They're all 10% levels. Even though it just says 10 on 4, they're all 10% levels. What does that mean? Well, if you sponsored someone, for example, at a $1,000 trade package, like we used in the breakdown, $1,000 trade package, you would have earned $150 as a fast start bonus, and another $150 would have gone into the Unilevel. Now, that $150 is not for you. The Unilevel is a team bonus. It's shared with you and everybody else. So levels 1, 2, 3, 4 are 10% levels. 10% of $150 that went into the Unilevel, 10% is $15. That's what you would earn. When levels 5 and 6 open by hitting executive, those are 20% levels. When managers reach levels 7 and 8 are opened up, and director opens level 9, and president's club opens level 10. So if you add all those together, 4 times 10%, 2 times 20, and 4 times 5%, that's 100%. So now you know of every dollar that goes into the Unilevel, well, you know exactly where that money goes. But there's something else that's really interesting that's going on. When you reach President's Club Ambassador and Global Ambassador, you also open up a global bonus. Now, this is something that we're starting to see more and more members reach as they hit President's Club and beyond. So you can see 1.5, and 2%. What does this mean? Well, very simply, it means that your Unilevel can grow organically as large as it needs to, and you'll always be able to benefit in some way. And so that's hitting those ranks. We'll talk more about the leadership ranks in just a minute. So the last we're going to discuss as we wrap up is the force matrix. Now, in the Unilevel, if you recall, you could share this with one person, 5, 10, 100 people. It doesn't matter. They're all going to be on your level 1 if you were the sponsor. And when those people sponsor people themselves, they will become your level 2. And when those people sponsor friends, they will become your level 3, and so on and so forth. The matrix is very different. It's a fixed structure, which is why it says 3 by 10 right after the title. So this is saying 3 people on level 1, 3 people wide by 10 levels in depth. And so you see this matrix grows in multiples of 3, 3, 9, 27, 81, etc. So if you personally shared this with 10 people and you can only fit 3 on level 1, where do the other 7 people go? Well, they're going to drop down into wherever there's an empty space available. You can see on your level 1, those 3 friends, they have their own level 1, which is 3 friends. And that's your level 2. So you have 9 on your level 2. Well, those 9 have their first 3 friends. And so your level 3 has 27. And that's how your matrix will build out. So people will drop down under people wherever there's a space available. And that's why sometimes you may have a customer who's never shared CFX with anybody still end up with a substantial matrix team because someone may have dropped down below their matrix, even though they don't know that person, and that as matrix starts to generate income. So how does it generate income? Well, very simply, there is a withdrawal fee that CFX charges all members. And that's why this is open to customers and team builders, because everyone's contributing, because everybody is paying the withdrawal fee. And that's why customers as well can make money in the matrix. So if you want to learn, first of all, the top line tells you the size, it's a 20% withdrawal fee. Now that's a significant withdrawal fee, but it's important you understand that none of that withdrawal fee is for CFX. This is not a profit center for the company. This is a profit center for you. So half of that, 20% of it is going to a matching bonus, and 40% is going to list that you're going to see in just a moment. So as this 3, 9, 27, etc., let's show you how you make money. Numbers on the right-hand side, you can see 3, 3, 3, 5, 6, 10, 30, 20, 10, 10. Add all those numbers together and it's 100%. So again, you know exactly where every dollar is going in the matrix. So let's say, for example, someone on your level 5 decides to do a withdrawal. There's room for 243 people on your level 5. That does not mean you're going to fill it, but you could. One person on your level 5 does a $1,000 withdrawal. That's a 200% fee, and half of going into the matrix bonus. So for a $1,000 withdrawal, $100 goes in the matrix. You can see the green number 6 for level 5. That's a 6% level. So on a $1,000 withdrawal, 100 in the matrix, you make $6 if the person is on your level 5. Where does the other $94 go? It goes to the other 9 levels. So that's how the $100 is dispersed. What if someone on your level 7 does a $1,000 withdrawal? $100 into the matrix, that's a 30% level. You make $30. The other $70 goes to the other 9 levels. Very, very simple stuff. And it becomes easier the more you get the hang of it. But what's most impressive is slowly over time, as this matrix starts to fill up, just like the Fast Start bonus, where you're going to earn over and over and over from the same individuals, your unilevel and your matrix are also going to pay you over and over and over from the same teams. But what's more important is as all those people are marching up the trade package ladder, just like Martin did, and just like every member that mentioned it in the chat when we were speaking about the trade package ladder, what's happening? Their contributions to your unilevel and their contributions to your matrix are getting larger and larger and larger. Everybody's matrix starts out tiny. Some of you, your matrix started out for less than $1, your first matrix pay. It was pennies. And now some of those same people are seeing 5 figures and 6 figures a month come out of their matrix. That's the nature of it. It just continues to grow. And the same thing will happen to you if you dig in and follow the advice that Martin gave when we were speaking to him. So what's the 10% matching bonus? Well, anyone that you earn a Fast Start bonus from, in other words, anyone that you are a sponsor of, you will also earn a 10% match of their matrix earnings. So if you personally share this with 5 friends, that's 5 different matrix earnings, and you're going to earn a 10% match from each one of them. You can see all the colors on the right-hand side. This is simply showing you how you unlock more and more levels of depth of the matrix as you move through the trade package ladder, starting at $300 and working your way all the way up to $30,000. So $1,000 trade package ladder is what is required to unlock every single level in the matrix. Okay, last slide. Well, last detailed slide, and then we've got some prizes to share with you. So this shows you how to march through the apologies, not the trade package ladder, but how we march through the leadership program. And in fact, if you remember all the colored lines in the unilevel, this is how you're accessing them. The blue was executive, the red was manager, the green was director. So the way you hit an executive is quite straightforward. 500 PVP, if you remember, that's personal volume points. So remember, it was a 2-to-1 ratio. That means $1,000 trade package gets you qualified for executive. You also need 3 referrals. Share this with 3 friends to get you qualified for executive. 25,000 total volume in a 30-day rolling period. So there's a rolling calendar built right into your back office to help you keep track of it. And then 1 team as a maximum. So of the 25,000, a maximum of 15,000 can come from 1 line of lineage. Now, once you've hit the rank of executive, you simply help 2 others do the same thing, and you reach the rank of manager. Director is reached by helping 2 people reach manager. President, which Martin just received, is done by helping 3 people reach director. And this is why we typically are giving you advice to build your business out in multiples of 3. The unilevel works very well in doing that, but also the matrix, which we've just talked about, builds out in multiples of 3, 3, 9, 27, etc. And so that is how you unlock every single prize and every single rank within the platform. So let's wrap up really quickly by showing you what those prizes are. iPad Air, paper thin iPad with a collapsible keyboard, $900 in value. If you do not need or want to use an iPad for your business building, go ahead and take 75% of the value of that in BTC and throw that in your pocket. When you hit the rank of manager, and I remember when Martin hit manager, and what a big deal it was, because that's a $10,000 prize. And we know that some of you are hitting that in your first 30, 60, 90, 120 days. What if it took you 12 months? 12 months to hit that. That's a $10,000 bonus. That's a very, very significant bonus. And also you can take 75% of the value of that, 75% in BTC if you choose. $15,000 for director, $15,000 5-star anywhere in the world. You and a companion decide where you want to go, everything's covered. Or 75% of the value of it in BTC if you're still not ready to travel yet. And then, of course, this is the prize that Martin just became eligible for, which is $100,000 towards anything that the Porsche family makes. Of course, he could also take 75% of the value of that in BTC as well. Now, we just had another member. In fact, it was Martin's sponsor that also just hit this a couple of days later. And the friends of ours, Justin and Luigi, many of you who know very well, are just about to hit ambassador, and that will open up this bonus for them. And then when you reach global ambassador, it's $500,000 towards anything that Lamborghini makes, or 75% of the value of that, which is a significant amount of Bitcoin. You can hold that and watch that increase in value. So it's entirely up to you how you participate in these, whether you take BTC or whether you choose to take some of these leadership rank prizes. The most important thing, I think, is that you understand that within 12 months, we're seeing these significant benchmarks being reached. And so this is absolutely something that you can do as well. Take Martin's words to heart, set some lofty and aggressive expectations and goals for yourself, and work hard at reaching these things, and you will absolutely be able to do so. There are all sorts of supports and infrastructure in place for those of you who do want to share with friends, but maybe are a little bit unsure how you would do that. One of the things that I want to share in closing is for those of you who are here as guests, make sure you let your friends know that asked you to listen to this presentation that you are either interested in being a customer of CFX, and they'll help you take the appropriate actions, or B, even though you don't have all of the answers yet, that you are interested in earning bull capital as well and sharing the platform with others. Let them know which one of those 2 categories is best for you, and they'll help you move forward properly. So with that, I want to thank everybody for your participation, all the comments in the chat, all the congratulations to Martin, all the support for our guests that you gave. And I want to thank you for taking time for being here. Enjoy your weekend. Friday's here. For some of you, it's already Saturdays. So enjoy the weekend. Have a fantastic time. Remember, at the same link and the same time, we're here again on Monday. All right. Thanks, everyone.